Welcome back, MGTOW brothers. It's Neo, I believe. It's been well over 3 weeks since my last video. I had some computer issues on top of some unrelated business to take care of during this time frame. Now I'm back. Happy belated International MGTOW Day, since I wasn't able to make my intended video on this topic at the time. I want to discuss all of the shaming and attacks that MGTOW has been receiving. And I want you to understand that it's mostly due to the jealousy that the gynocentric blue pill world has against MGTOW. There has been a little bit of infighting lately, which I wish to address as well. Basically, I'll break down the video and address each shaming tactic one by one. I won't address the really petty bullshit, like the haters saying that MGTOWs are gay, or anything like that, because that's silly beyond words. MGTOW welcomes all red pill men who have completely abandoned gynocentrism, regardless of race and ethnicity, or whether they are heterosexual or homosexual. Only idiots are still throwing around the racist and homophobes label at MGTOW. First things first, marriage and MGTOW. The cat is out of the bag. Married males cannot be MGTOW because they're going the way of their nagging, domineering, controlling wife. This is nothing new, but because the MGTOW community has been reiterating this with several videos, bitter manginas have retaliated at full force. Not surprising, they feel like they're publicly banished from our community. Here's the kicker. Married males have never been accepted as men going their own way. Tons of obnoxious hate that MGTOW received came from guys already married who wanted to be part of MGTOW. Marriage never freed a man from anything, and it's not going to change just because some married manginas want to hijack MGTOW. Ultimately, they are angry at us for our freedom. Let me tell you how I feel about marriage, and yes, it may be different from how other MGTOWs view marriage. But I feel that even if things were back to normal, and if women were not selfish, misandric feminazis today, I would still turn my back on marriage as a whole. I could not live my life pandering to a woman's obnoxious desires and expectations. MGTOW is not a movement saying, soon as the women's act normal again, then we'll come back and play ball. No. True MGTOW is being the bigger man and saying, I made the decision to leave the matrix when I took the red pill, and away I go. There is no bargaining with our slave masters that, well, if they act a little bit nicer and traditional and put the smartphone down and... No, fuck that. We're not Cypher lusting after the illusion of the juicy steak dinner. We're MGTOW, and we're saying, if women don't need us, we're cooking our own big juicy steak in the comfort of our own home. Marriage is a blue pillar's burden to right the wrongs when the strong and independent cupcake is not equipped to handle the consequences of her own singlehood. True MGTOW are not playing ball. Therefore, MGTOW cannot be married. Secondly, the shaming tactic of labeling MGTOW men as misogynists. Most recently from user Aaron Clary, who made a lengthy video, which wasn't a bad video at all until his tone became a one-man MGTOW bashing fest in hopes that women would sleep with him. Basically, these guys get online and talk shit about MGTOW because they know that we have won the game just by refusing to play. Imagine a game created by women where the default bias is don't let men win. MGTOW are the ones who read these rules very carefully and decided not to play the game. For this, we are accused of hating well over 50% of the population on Earth? I'm not buying it. What really is a misogynist but an empty shaming word used by man-haters, aka women, and their mangina puppets? It's all part of these man-hating rules in this game created by man-haters, I mean women. Taking a look back, we can all recall how the media was so quick to label Elliot Rodger not only as a quote-unquote woman hater, but also a MGTOW too. The crazy thing about this is that these false claims were based off of some forum posts made by him on the now defunct website formerly known as PUAHate.com. as well as the forums on bodybuilding.com, both of which are unrelated to MGTOW. And who knows if the mysterious Elliot Rodger forum poster was actually him or not. The story of Elliot Rodger and how the media twisted everything is really interesting, and it deserves its own video. But for now, let's get back to the people shaming MGTOW. Now, if these guys were out there dating and pandering to women and chasing pussy and winning in this game created by man-haters, then they wouldn't have any time to log on to the internet and attack MGTOW for no legitimate reason, right? They themselves know that it's not MGTOW who are women haters. No, that's merely projection. They know that it is women who are man-haters, misandrists. Little Bobby Blue Pillar, the pussy chaser, refuses to accept this, so he attacks his fellow man with projection instead. Moving on, some of the attacks that MGTOW receives are the subtotal attacks, that is, women jumping on board with MGTOW. These women are fake as fuck. They pretend to get it and be on the same side as men going their own way. But it's all just pretend. Ask yourself why women would high-five us for taking our money and resources and walking away as free men while occasionally using women as sex objects. Are you motherfucking kidding me, bros? What some don't realize is that these women are attacking MGTOW by way of intruding into our male space altogether and convincing men that there is room for women and female validation aboard our ship of progress. Not surprising, some fake MGTOW even pander to these pseudo-NAWALT type of bitches the very instant they arrive. I won't name any names, but you false MGTOWs who are dependent on female input know exactly who you are. Fuck the conniving bullshit that these deceptive women are playing against us, brothers. If we even let one outspoken woman into our MGTOW camp, then we've betrayed our own principles. They despise free men, so their sole objective is to bring us down to their level. If we're not playing their game, you can bet that all of them are pissed off at you in their own different way. We are constantly under attack, and these bitches who pretend to be in with the MGTOW crowd want us back on the plantation even more than the feminazis who ignore us. Lastly, let me touch on the topic of infighting. Lately there's been petty bickering between MGTOW, and all I can say is it's good to express our differences of opinions and perspectives. There's really nothing wrong with debating over opinions and the very things that make us MGTOW. After all, there are plenty of videos being made where I don't always agree with the speaker either. I usually opt out of making response videos and simply just reply in their comments section to understand their ideas. If there's any way that I can guide them into a broader way of thinking that will make their experiences of going their own way much richer, then I don't hesitate. However, I don't agree with the flame wars and petty insults going on amongst MGTOWs. The lying, the he said, the shaming. Infighting is exactly what the man-haters want. I get it. The biggest issue in our lifestyle, besides fending off modern women, is fending off the false MGTOWs because these people threaten our freedom and principles. It's important to call these deceivers out and expose them as our enemies in order to protect ourselves. But we have to recognize that we may not like the other person, but their agenda is to wake men up and steer them into the winning path, the MGTOW path. Before you go attack a fellow MGTOW brother over differences, observe their content and the nature of their videos and messages. If their agenda is to get more and more men awakened to MGTOW, then he needs our support and not our hostility. We may not like that his videos are too long, or his style is too cheesy, or he's making money from his videos, or he has too many videos. If there is a MGTOW user that you don't like or agree with, simply unsubscribe to them and or scroll past their videos in the search engine. Simple as that. But put aside your differences. I wasn't lying when I said in my introduction video that MGTOWs are soldiers and we go all the way together, or not at all. Our MGTOW brothers are all we have. Never forget that our real enemies are the people trying to steer us away from the red pill and shame us for embracing MGTOW. My simple solution to the shaming tactics against us, MGTOW brothers, is to first simply recognize it, then second, react to it. I personally like to recognize it and then simply laugh and brush it off. Some days I recognize it and then simply use the fuel that may have been anger and use this fuel to create another MGTOW video on the web for my brothers to learn and condition themselves to be better men. Look for my channel in the future. I have plenty of videos in the works that I want to share with you. As always, everything will be addressed in a MGTOW manner. Thank you and believe.